Hello, I'm Semily Sherry of Triple Moon, and this morning I wanted to address an issue that's been coming up for a number of clients in this current situation we find ourselves in. So we obviously are grasping the fact that this is a huge opportunity for transformation and for humanity to take a different direction now. And as spiritual people who are here to help the evolution of the planet, we feel we should be doing something. And because of the lockdown situation, obviously there are limitations on that. And people are starting to feel disempowered and a little trapped and frustrated, thinking, I want to do something. I feel I should be doing something. I can feel this huge potential, but I don't know what to do. I feel like I can't do anything. And so I want to offer a suggestion, which is what I've been guided to do myself. And that is that, okay, physically, we can't do too much at the moment. And I actually believe that's for a purpose, because this time now is when we can engage our active imagination. This kind of time of for many of us, the pause button being pressed, is when we can really drop deep into our hearts and connect deeply to our souls and our higher selves. And we can actively imagine first what it is we want to be helping to create once the world begins to move forward in a more usual way. I don't want to use the word normal because we're not going back to normal. I really hope, I'm optimistic that we won't go back to the old normal. So we need to basically decide for ourselves, what values do we personally want to align to? What are the values that are truly important to us? And, you know, they will be different, slightly different for everybody, but basically they'll be based on sharing, cooperation, love, compassion, equality, justice, all these kind of things. So having decided on the values that you're aligning yourself to, then really engage your imagination actively. Evoke with all your senses what the world might look like if humanity as a whole espoused and embraced those values and were acting from them as we move forward. So essentially, you're imagining if all of humanity was acting from this place of soul connection and heart space, in other words, being the very best of themselves, what would the world look like? And you want to evoke this as strongly, with as much feeling as possible. Now, I want to just add a bit of guidelines here, because I'm not saying you have to see it in detail. It's not important that you know the detail, because no one knows what that detail will be for now. We're going to have to break apart old systems. We're going to have to create new ones. It's going to be a bit of a rocky road for a while. I'm not painting a Pollyanna rose-coloured spectacles version of this. I do believe we will get there. It's going to take some work and effort. So it's why it's important that now, during this pause time, we hold a very strong vision of the very best version of the world that we can be. And so you don't need to be specific about the details right now. You just need to know what it feels like. If you know that the whole of humanity is aligned to heart and soul and is acting from that part of themselves that is able to be the very best they can possibly be, what would that feel like? And then allow that to bubble up within you and within your imagination in whatever way you like. So you're using all aspects of yourself, all your senses. What would the world look like? What would it smell like? What would it taste like? Evoke it with your senses. But the most important thing, as I've spoken about before in a video on manifesting, is engaging your heart, engaging the feeling. What would it feel like? That is where the energy lies, to magnetize this vision towards physical reality. So you do that, engaging yourself with and your imagination. Give it free rein, you know? No limitations, no, oh, but what if people are never going to do that? Just imagine that they are like you, aligned to the same values and wanting the same very best for humanity and the world. Imagine that. And then as you get to the end of, I mean, you can spend as long as you like in that lovely vision, that lovely holding. And then at the end, see yourself as part of that vision and see yourself connecting up to everybody else on the planet that is working in the same way to hold that vision of a society and a world that is based on spiritual values. And that's all that you need to do. So that is a way that, because the frustration that I'm seeing coming up is one, not being able to do anything, because obviously many of us are confined to home right now. We're not allowed to move outside of that area. We can't meet up with people as we normally would to discuss things or to take action. And two, there's a feeling of, because we don't know what's ahead, because we don't know how we can move forward, then it's like, well, there's nothing we can do, and that's feeling disempowered. So using your imagination, you can evoke it. And we all know that everything has to exist on an imaginal and felt level first before it's grounded into physicality and reality. So this is a first step, and it's a very powerful step. Never underestimate the power of your imagination and your heart energy. And if we're all doing this, then hey, that's great work, if you ask me, during this time before lockdown is lifted. So this is Thursday, and it's the full moon in Scorpio. I can't think of a better day to be making this video. Scorpio is all about death, transformation, and therefore rebirth. And it's also about the very deepest spiritual aspects of life and being. So if you want a day to start doing this imagination exercise, today is it. So I'm sending you much love and blessings. I know that I wake up every day in gratitude that I live in such a beautiful place. I can get out easily because I have very remote, quiet walks nearby. And I'm also incredibly aware that there are people who are not in such easy to bear circumstances. And so I send my love and prayers out for all those who are struggling at this time. But now sending you love and blessings, and have fun with the imagination, play, really set no limits on what you're allowing yourself to see and feel and evoke. And I really believe that it may be a long journey to get there, but we really can get there. Love and blessings until we meet again.